I bring you words of power, words of wisdom, raw words, big words, small words, sad words, words of passion, words of praise. I raise my arms in reverence to the ancient word of days, words of woman, man and child, wild words, words of anger, words of pain, words of wind, earth, sun and rain, words of joy and words of healing, words revealing concealed feelings. These words I offer up to you and you and you and you and you. Some people call me Cuban, some people call me Q, some people call me Red Double D. What do you? I've roots in Mother Africa, Scotland, Cuba, JA. So when you question, what's your race? What would you have me say? Some people do not recognize the person that is me. The reason being, out of one, there shall arise many. My father named me Shirley, my mother called me Dawn, my bro nicknamed me Charlotte. No wonder my mind's gone with the wind, or was it the coke? My school friends called me Noco, an anagram for coon. Internalizing tears, I smile to hide the cunning wound. Some called me Sister Shirley, up high I was placed. Yet they did not help me when I splattered on my face. I've been known as the acid queen, a fallen angel witch. Some people think I'm very nice. Some may think I'm even nicer. Some men have called me Sarah, a princess without shame. And yes, golden delicious, by one of them I'm named. My children call me Mama, Mum, and for each one I die. But when I used to scream and shout, I'd make them hide inside. My husband doesn't call me. I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him for some time. I don't know where he lives. I'm known as an earth angel, red, orange, purple, blue. And I've joy highlighting that I'm brown skinned too. Some people do not recognize the person that is me. The reason being, out of one, there shall arise many. I've roots in Mother Africa, Scotland, Cuba, JA. So when you question, what's your race? What would you have me say? Some people call me Cuban, some people call me Q, some people call me Red Double D. What do you? Hey, everyone out there in Inclusive FM land, I want to welcome you this morning to Cruising with Cuban Red. To the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. If you have your ears on and you're listening, welcome to Cruising with Cuban Red on inclusivefm.co.uk. Did you miss me last week? Did you really miss me? I'm really sorry I couldn't be with you, but I had that dreaded lurgy that's been going around and around and around, and it just won't go away. But hey, you know that saying? The show must go on. And if you're cruising with Cuban Red, you know that we try and keep going no matter what happens. So welcome this morning. Get yourselves comfortable. We've got a great show. It's the last of our Black History Month shows. And oh yeah, just let me remind you, Black History Month is from the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So yeah, Black History all of the time, yeah? I want to say thank you to Richard, my trusty technician in the studio, who's set me up and is going to be working with me during this morning. And just to welcome all of you out there in Inclusive FM land, whether you're in Edmonton, Enfield, London, England, or across the airways, because I know we have listeners out there in Jamaica, in Mauritius, in Holland. Yes, Hank, are you listening this morning? Hey, and bringing it back right down to local. Sister Levi, good morning to you. Thank you for tuning in. It's great to be alive today. You know what? Life is a lot, but hey, we can do it, yeah? Can we say that together? We can do it, yeah. So, you are cruising with Cuban Red. I am Cuban Red, also known as Shirley Mason, and I have a show for you today, okay? So, just before we do start with any more poetry, by the way, those two, the first one I did, the offering, I bring you, that's kind of an opener that I do, yeah, for whenever I'm presenting any poetry. And the second one, Out of One, that's really a piece about me and my names and all the things I've been called during my lifetime. So yeah, hope you enjoyed those two. And we're going to change the music. You've been listening to Daimoku from Nichiren Buddhism. It's part of what I practice to keep me daily living in this world, this Saha world that we exist in. Yeah, and I just put that on because, it eases us in. We're going to listen to Ladyship Black Mombaso, and we're going to listen to track 6, I think. I think it's track 6. Or is it track 5? I do believe it's track 6. And that track is We Sprang Upon Other People's Things. Sadumele Intozabani. Sadumele Intozabani. Ladyship Black Mombaso. It's coming up. While that's getting ready, I just want to give out a few more shout outs. Okay, so the House of Amu is having its writers group this Sunday over in Islington. I'll give you the address later if you want to know. Give me a buzz. And I just want to draw attention to and have just 30 seconds of silence maybe for the passing of Hitman on Sunday the 18th of October. He had his 9th night on Monday, and it was ram jam roadblock packed, yeah? And so it should be. He is one of our icons. Don't know where the funeral is. I think it might be a state secret, okay? But many people attended the 9th night. So Hitman, we love you. And we're just going to have just silence, Richard, just for a moment, yeah. The Hitman, the DJ. And now we're going to listen to Sadumele Intozabani. Yeah. Woo! Oh,
Siyabonga Nkosi wenze kahle singabi namahloni ngaloko owasiba kona ngempela baba bekungekubela phambili uma silahlo wethu bese sidumela into zabantu sidumela into zabaze bomnyama emqondweni into zabantu sidumela into sempela sesiyalahleka madoda into zabantu sidumela into zabaze njani madoda sidumela into zabantu 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 impela lahlani konke kumelele uNkulunkulu kodwa msana ulahle izipho zenu bese nithumela into zabantu sidumela into zabantu sidumela into zabantu sidumela into zabantu into zabantu sidumela 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 into zabantu Sithumela into zabantu, sithumela amahloni into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu.
Inclusive FM.
Into zabantu.
You are cruising with Even Red.
Sithumela into zabantu,
Sithumela
into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela into zabantu, sithumela.
we sprang upon other people's things. Sithumela into zabantu, 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 sithumela into zabantu. Hayi umnandi wena lithi Woo! Thank you, Richard. You can turn that down for me. That's fabulous. And yes, no, I didn't understand all of the language, but you know what? I know from the rhythm and I know from the title that it's saying something righteous. And besides, I love it. Ladyship Black Mombasa. Actually, let me read you a little bit about them, because we might hear more from them later, yeah? Okay. So Ladyship Black Mombasa, headsman Monsquela Shabala was one of the founder members of the Ladysmith Black Mombasa groups. He started with the group in December 1916 and departed in 1991. And the person that's speaking is the brother who says, my brother could have chosen other things but decided to uplift his nation through music. This is black history. You know that, don't you? This is our history. World history, actually. But it's black, you know. My brother could have chosen other things but decided to uplift his nation through music. His voice was known worldwide as a serene, deep tone that brought an atmosphere of peace, at the same time controlling and blending with the other voices of the singers. He had a rare gift of respect and an ability to listen, very much lost these days. To those who approached our group for help, he would congratulate them and advise them to make use of all the knowledge that his brother Joseph would impart. This album, Ladyship Black Mombasa Inkanyeze Nazazi, is dedicated to him because it is here that we hear his voice for the last time. Rest in peace, Mashengu. And that's from Joseph Bekizizwe Shabalala, yeah, a member of Ladysmith Black Mombasa. And that can be playing in the background low, Richard, while we're going through. That's fine. Okay, and we are cruising on this morning, yeah? What are you doing out there? Have you just enjoyed the half term? Yes? Please don't tell me that you're like just wasted from having the children around you. They should be your inspiration and your joy. They should make you feel full of vitality and life, and you're not ready just to fling them back to school. Hey, you get me though, yeah? I hope you've had a really good half term. I know it's been a bit wet and that dreaded bug has been going around, but guess what? If you're breathing, there's hope, yeah? If you've got wonderful children, you've got a future, yeah? If you've got a roof over your head, yeah, you've got a house or a home, depending upon what you've made it. So giving thanks this morning that you are here cruising with Cuban Red and on, of course, inclusivefm.co. Bigging up all the other DJs on the station. Yeah, tune in whenever you get a chance so that you can hear the variety of stuff that comes out from Inclusive FM. Okay, this morning, in honour of Black History Month, I'm going to read you a piece that's about exclusion, yeah? It's called The Doctrine of Exclusion. The first week of Black History Month, I read you the Willie Lynch letter. Now, that was a really heavy piece of work, yeah? But hey, that is what happened. Whether or not in actual reality, or whether or not just in the psyche of the people that were using it as part of their doctrine, it happened, and so did this, yeah? So, here we go. If you can, thank you, Richard. I was just going to say, let's turn it down slightly, that's fine. It's a little bit to listen to, but yeah, if you've got a minute, just sit down and give it a thought, and then afterwards you can digest it. Maybe ring me in and talk to me about it. Who knows? The doctrine of exclusion explains why schools, churches, businesses, organisations, and all levels of government work together to keep black folks in their place. Any black person who became uppity was severely punished. In many instances, castration, decapitation, or lynching was the end result. After the enslavement era, Emancipation 1865, many blacks were not compensated for their work, but nothing could be done about it because of the enforcement of this doctrine, the doctrine of exclusion. Before the Maryland colony, and let me give you the rights, because it's not me that wrote this, yeah? This is by Dr. Claude Anderson, yeah? Claude. And all the rights go to Dr. Anderson, and it comes from his, it's an excerpt from his preparation of Dirty Little Secrets, yeah? Sounds like a TV program, doesn't it? That's probably where they got the title from. Anyway, before the Maryland colony came into existence in 1634, newly arrived European whites and African blacks intermingled and socialised reasonably well. In 1638, however, the Maryland colony issued a public edict encouraging a separation of the races. I say there's only one race, the human race, but let's read on. It became the basis of public policy for race relations in America. The Council for the Maryland Colony Edict stated that neither the existing black population, their descendants, nor any other black shall be permitted to enjoy the fruits of white society. This public edict later became more commonly known as the Doctrine of Exclusion. Around the mid-1660s, various colonies picked up the Maryland Edict, or the Doctrine of Exclusion, and expanded it into enslavement laws of people of African descent. Once established, the laws became the basis for a national public policy on the exploitation of blacks that was passed on from generation to generation through social customs and public laws. The slave codes of 1705 required all individuals, churches, businesses, organisations, schools and all levels of government to teach, justify and enforce the status of blacks as a subordinate, excluded, non-competitive, non-compensated, managed workforce for the personal comfort and wealth building of white society. This public policy remained in effect until the late 1960s. That's not even 100 years ago. The wave of computerized technology that began in the 1960s rendered marginalized black labour obsolete. It established a new public policy that maintained the inequalities between the races, absolved members of the majority society from feeling any guilt or accepting responsibility for what had happened to black people, and categorically denied support to public policy or programs that would shift control and ownership of wealth and power resources from whites to blacks. End results for blacks? In modern times, we see results of miseducation, underemployment, gentrification, Jim Crow practices, segregation, incarceration, mental maiming, predatory lending and poverty. Is this edict, the doctrine of exclusion, really over? Too many American blacks do not acknowledge the problem of this mindset and are complacent, and I would say that goes for British blacks too. They feel exempt from the racism which exists throughout. Some areas are worse than others, but prevalent just the same, some blatant, some subtle. We pursue the American dream, the British dream, with a blind trust of mainstream society, doctors and lawyers, high-tech sales approaches, and its vague contracts. As a result of these realities, people are living a modern-day enslavement lifestyle. For example, married to a job, too much debt, too much alcohol and chemical consumption and dependency, bad eating habits, dangerous and sometimes deadly occupations, programmed bureaucrats and mercenaries included, armed and unarmed security guards, even school security, zealous gatekeepers, overseers, agents and officers of the local, state and federal governments are a part of the big, perpetual, profiling, dynamic, victimise and prey upon blacks, the poor, the undereducated, the disenfranchised, the American stroke British way. The doctrine of inclusion, 1634. If it still exists in society today, and I will leave that to you to deliberate on, it is time for a change. That's all I'm going to say. It's time for a change. Thank you, Richard. Can we bring some music up, please? Some of Ladyship, anything that's on there, that's fine. You are cruising with Cuban Red. Don't forget, keep cruising. inclusivefm.co.uk. We welcome you. Turn it up a little bit for me, Richard. Yay. Ooh, there you are.
Osabona wesithando samima moyini wesithando
Thank you, Richard. Bring it down for me, please. Oh, I do love that music. I know I don't understand it all, but it really speaks to my spirit. I hope you're loving it. Ladyship Black Mombasso. Going to read you another poem. I actually found a few that I've written lately, so not my old ones, yeah. I think I've got a couple of those as well. But I'm going to read you some of my new ones this morning. And also I'm going to read you probably one that I wrote ages ago and I found while going through stuff. So, and I might disappear for a while because I'm getting rather hot and rather coldy. So if you see my picture come up, it means that I'm just sorting myself out, all right? But I know you like my picture, don't you? Yeah. Okay, let's see what poem we're going to read for you. I think... Oh, yes. Let's try this one. Oh, thank you, Richard. Oh, it's amazing. Got a breeze coming through. I'll stop shining in a minute. Okay. This one is untitled. Written on the 30th of the 8th, 2015. Yeah? I'll share that with you. I used to think when someone, anyone, slighted me, ignored me, made me feel invisible, that I was back, locked in the wardrobe, inside the dark, afraid of the shadows cast by movements in the lighted room, hungry, alone, unloved, forgotten, but I don't anymore. I used to feel that I had to love someone, anyone, in return, sexually, emotionally, physiologically, when they said they loved me, or even if they just saw me, I mean really saw me, but I don't anymore. I used to get caught in the scripts of the past, invisible scripts, verbal scripts, turn them into BBC drama right then and there, trying desperately to understand, to make it flow, explain the reasons why I am the way I am. But I don't anymore. Well, I am learning. And every day is a different story. Thank you. And that's untitled, yeah. Okay, so that's one. Okay, I'm going to share with you another one, which is a recent one. And the date of that, probably, I don't have the date on it. But it's a recent, probably a couple of months ago, I think, this one. And I'm going to read you the little bit that came through, because I printed this off from a mail that came through. We have a brother in the Buddhist tradition that I belong to. And I think part of his life's mission is to encourage people. And how he does that is that every morning he sends out a daily encouragement through the mail to all of us that are in the Nichiren Buddhism that we practice in Edmonton and all over England, actually. And that morning he sent, "States in modern times trample the masses underfoot with their immense power, lacking consideration for living man. The loftiest and most elaborate logic is nothing but empty theory. Never before has an entirely new outlook on social life, one orientated towards the restoration of humanity, been more needed than at present." And that was written by Daisaku Ikeda from his group of writings called The Human Revolution. And that's basically about core changes within individuals that changes them and changes their environment around them. And I think the piece that I was inspired to write from that, which actually isn't finished, but I'm going to read it for you anyway. There's a bit that's kind of in brackets that I might just start improvising, yeah? And this piece is called Gentle Justice, yeah? So he was saying that never before is an entirely new outlook needed, and when consideration for living man is lacking, yeah, nothing is but empty theory, or everything is empty theory, yeah? Okay, gentle justice. Gentle justice, not like a hammer. Though, if a hammer is the only tool available, then a hammer it will be. So what is needed? What is necessary? What tools? Not war, not greed, not famine, not fear, not violence, not emptiness, not separation, not exclusivity, but justice. Like a fire that burns through the dross, curling up the ashes, allowing the air to flow through, creating cinders of glowing change, burning, changing, restoring humanity, for humanity must be restored. What do we want? Justice. And when do we want it? Now. Gentle justice. Thank you. That's number 2. And should I do another one? I'm going to do you one more. This one I have done in one of the first weeks of Black History Month, and I'm going to repeat it because it has been requested, and I shall take my glasses off to do this. Are you still there? Can I hear you? Can I hear you? Oh, bit louder, bit louder, bit louder. Yes, you are cruising with me, Cuban Red, on inclusivefm.co.uk. Thank you for tuning in. And all the silent listeners, yeah, I know you're out there. You can't fool me. Okay, this is a piece that I actually started performing on the circuit with. And I don't know if you've ever had this thing happen to you when you know of a certainty that something is going to happen. And there was a competition happening down in a centre, Yard Santua, in northwest London, and I was invited to take part in the competition. And as soon as I said that I was going to enter it, I knew I was going to win it. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Have you ever had that feeling when you know something is going to happen? Like, for instance, last X Factor, I won £90 at Christmas, because as soon as I heard the person that won, whose name is escaping me now, as soon as I heard his voice in the audition room, I didn't even have to hear anybody else. I said, he is going to win. And I put a bet on. I said to everybody, shall I put a bet on? Shall I put a bet on? Because I don't bet. I'm not really a gambler. Put this bet on. And I actually wasn't gambling, because I knew. And yes, he did. He won. £90 I had for my Christmas spending. Fabulous. And with this poem that I'm going to do for you now, I won the competition. And it's called Karma. And it's a tribute and encouragement to my people. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Soon. Re. That's all them a say every day. Them stand up and a chat and a chew them fat. Soon them a have fig up here. Me say re. That's all them a say every day. Them stand up and a chat and a chew them fat. Soon them a have fig up here. They say that we come from the monkey. And how we all smell very funky. Still they stole us from our shores, chained line by line, to serve them and praise them, and they're behind, dividing our families, destroying our lives, using our men and raping our wives, battered and beaten by whips on our backs, yet feeding us Jesus to avert our attacks. Re. soon am I huffing up here. Well, they told us that the streets here were paved with gold. We came in our thousands unwarned of the cold. They pinned notes on the doors to scream loud and shout, no Irish, no dogs, no blacks. Keep out. Rear, 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 rear. Soon am I huffing up here. Well, the rooms that we did find, we all had to share, sometimes with laughter and sometimes with fear, huddled together round paraffin lamps, grateful for company, ignoring the damp, slaving in hospitals, trains and on buses. We bought boots, coats, gloves and, yes, even houses, though they raised up petitions to hinder the sale. We purchased our properties. We did not fail. So, now it's the millennium and we have arrived. Have we learnt from our story? What have we derived? Are we still divided, still being ruled, still being sampled and playing fool? Let's look to the future, direct our own fate. Keep learning our story. Don't leave it too late. Be healed and united, reclaiming the past. Rise up and be counted. It's time to stand fast. Rear, 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 rear. Soon am I huffing up here. Soon. 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 Thank you. One with that one. Yes, thank you, Richard. Music's nice. Turn it up a bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. You bring it down for me, Richard. Woo, thank you. Ladyship Black Mombasa, don't forget. Brilliant. Go out and get the album. Okay, I'm going to bring you at this minute our wow, our word of wisdom. Yes, you ready? Remember, we were breaking down the 4 agreements, yeah? So we have the 4, and today it is the turn of don't take anything personally, which is the 2nd agreement, yeah? Don't take anything personally. And I'm just going to read what the agreement says before I break it down just a little bit for us today. Wow. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, you won't be the victim of needless suffering. And I think that's so true. Everything we do is based on agreements we've made. In these agreements, we tell ourselves who we are, what everyone else is, how to act, what is possible and what is impossible. What we have agreed to believe creates what we experience. And when these agreements come from fear, obstacles develop, keeping us from realizing our greatest potential. Don't take anything personally. And I just want to break that down just a little bit for you. And the two words I really picked out, maybe three, projection, yeah? So when it says what others say and do is a projection of their own reality. A projection is it's about a projector shows an image. So when somebody is projecting something, they are showing something of their own that they want to show you, an image of what they want to bring. It's not real. And actually that caused me to look to see what real meant, because actually real to them, but not to you. That's why you don't take it personally. What do we mean by real? Projection of their own reality, their own dream, real. Projection versus reality. Real is actually existing in the world, something that is independent of the mind. So it's not what you say, it's not what I say, it's not what he or she or they, or it's something that actually exists in the real world. Slang for that is that something is dinkum, or it's kosher, or it's pucker, or it's real McCoy. You know, some slang words to say when something's real. That was a real McCoy. That was pucker, you know, slang words. But looking back on real is something that's authentic. When somebody projects their image onto you, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, that's not your reality. There is no need to take it personally. No need to become the victim. Yeah? Something that is real is physical, it's material. Words like corporeal, tangible, palpable, something you can feel, something you can touch, not something projected out of somebody's mind, yeah, or not something having an appearance of being reality. Now that's a big word. When I looked that up, that word was verisimilitude. That means having an appearance of being real, or appearance of being the truth. Sometimes this is what people do. They make things up and they project it on you. You take it personally and you go on your way being a victim. It's not necessary. Don't take it personally. Yeah? A concept needs to have a concrete reality. So nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. When you are immune to the opinions and actions of others, I just want to show you what immune is to finish this up, yeah? I hope you've liked this, because I haven't just told you what the agreements are, but for myself and for us out all here in Inclusive FM land, breaking it down, making it accessible so that, you know what, we can apply it to our lives. It's not just a word or a phrase that we say. When somebody is immune to something, it means that they're invulnerable. They're not vulnerable. They're not easily targeted. They don't take on the victim. What they do is easily withstand attacks or criticism or the like. So somebody wants to come and criticise you, you know what? Don't take it personally. Somebody wants to come and attack you verbally, physically, you've got to go and do something about that, because nobody's supposed to be touching anybody. Verbally, walk away, man. What's the point? Don't get involved. Don't take it personally. Is that okay, Inclusive FM? Yeah? Out there in Inclusive FM land. Thank you very much for listening to that. I'm telling you what, maybe teaching you, maybe sharing with you, but I'm totally sharing with myself and teaching myself at the same time. So yes, I love cruising with Cuban Red. Do you? I think you do. Otherwise you wouldn't be tuned in. Oh yes. I'm going to change the music up a little bit at this time. And we're going to listen to one of my favourite bands, Pink Floyd. This band travelled with me to Ethiopia. Trust me. I cannot be without Pink Floyd. In my record stack at the moment, I think I've got 2 of this particular album, and scattered through, I have, if not in the ones that are currently playing, I have most of the Pink Floyd collection. Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, Pigs, Pink Pigs. I can't remember what that one is. But we're going to listen to track number, and it's a long track, you know. It's about 10 minutes, so I don't know if you can listen to all of it. But track number 5, the last track, please. And it is Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, from the Wish You Were Here album, Pink Floyd. And I think actually the picture may come up during this. Enjoy out there in Inclusive FM land. You are cruising with Cuban Red. Yes. hope you're enjoying that music out there. It's only halfway through. There's some more to go, so I'm going to disappear again. Keep shining on, Inclusive FM, out there in Inclusive FM land, because when you cruise with Cuban Red, you will shine. See you in a little while. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Hi, yeah. Oh, don't you just love Pink Floyd? I do. I think they're amazing. Love all their stuff, their documentaries. Watch them. Listen to their evolutions. Pretty cool, actually. Oh, I could listen to Pink Floyd all the time, but the show must go on because you are cruising with Cuban Red. And at this time, if we turn it down just a teeny bit for me, yeah, that's lovely. One of the things that I want to tell you about that's going on in Edmonton, Enfield actually, is the Youth Parliament elections, yeah? Enfield Youth Parliament elections. I'm going to read you just a little bit about it. Enfield Youth Parliament, EYP for short, is a democratically elected body of 16 young people aged 11 to 19 years and up to 25 years with learning difficulties or disability. They represent young people to help change Enfield for the better. Elections for EYP members are every 2 years, and it happens that 2015 is one of those years. The last election took place towards the end of 2013. The 2015 Enfield Youth Parliament elections will be held in, listen, November 2015. This will be a fantastic opportunity for young people to take part in local democracy and ensure they have a voice in decision making within Enfield, because we all have a voice. The current EYP has changed the election format so that all the young people that are elected will represent and directly attend a particular school, college or youth centre. If you would like to put forward a candidate or yourself, contact the teacher or staff responsible for the EYP at your school or college. If you young people are not out there listening, but you elders are listening, tell your young people this is a fantastic opportunity. You know what? Opportunities are created for us to be heard, whether we're young people, women, black, disabled, whatever. Yeah, take the opportunity. November 2015, the Youth Parliament elections for Enfield. Don't say you didn't know. Don't say you weren't invited, because you're being invited. Where? On Cruising with Cuban Red, of course. Yeah, you heard it here. Okay, fabulous. Right, we're coming to the end of the show, actually. Gosh, that went so quick. Oh, but you know what? That means there's more for next week, isn't there? Great. Okay. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Kwanzaa, because I don't want you to forget Kwanzaa, because it is a celebratory season for the African peoples. Yeah, so whether you're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever, you can all do Kwanzaa. And actually, it's for Caucasian, it's for Europeans, it's for anybody, because it is a season of celebration. And last time I was with you, I told you about the history of Kwanzaa, yeah, and I told you about what the 7 days of Kwanzaa were. Okay, next time I'll tell you about the purpose. I just want to very briefly mention the symbols. You know, it is a ritual because it is a celebration. I love ritual, actually. I think when things have a proper place and you know what's coming next, it kind of adds to the solemnity. That's a funny word, isn't it? It adds to the seriousness, but also to the fun, and also to the knowing what's coming next of it, the being aware. Yeah. So the symbols of Kwanzaa are the mkeka. It's a straw mat which represents the African traditions, the foundation upon which we build. A kinara, a candle holder. I'll tell you what they mean next time. Mishuma, the 7 candles, 3 red, 3 green, 1 black. Mahindi, an ear of corn. So these are all the symbols you have during the celebratory season of Kwanzaa. A kikombe, which is a unity cup. Yes. And the last one, zawadi. Used to have a company called that. Zawadi Promotions. And Zawadi means gifts. Yeah? Gifts. So you have mekeke, kinara, mishuma. Wait a minute. Mishuma, mahindi, kikombe and zawadi. They are the 7 symbols of Kwanzaa. And if you remember, Kwanzaa is celebrated the day after Christmas Day, which is the 25th, and for the next 7 days. All right? So, brilliant, to January the 1st, okay? Brilliant, brilliant. I'm going to be telling you more about that as Kwanzaa approaches. And you know what? The days are counting down fast to Christmas. Christmas, Kwanzaa, same time. We're going to be talking about Christmas as well. Nothing against Christmas. Christ is very foremost in my life, because you know what? He came to bring peace. What man has done with that is a different story, but he came to bring peace. Okay, well, time is running out. I want to do you one more poem, and I want to play one more tune and tell you just a little bit all the things that I was advertising. Do you remember Fiddler on the Roof? Well, guess what? the dreaded bug got me and I could not get there. I did send my regards though to the person that I knew that was in it, and they were really kind and just wished me to get better. But I believe it went really well. I did manage to get to see The Determined and the Damned. The intergenerational group interaction is amazing. The music written by Greg was just brilliant. And the animation, jealous. It's fantastic, yeah? So all in all, really glad that I did advertise them, because well worth seeing. It was a full house when I went last night, actually. And so, yeah, anything that you need me to advertise for you or want me to, send it through. Last thing I'm going to advertise today is, and it's right here at the Art Zone. There is a Motown Studio One Lovers Rubber Dub R&B romantic classics here at the Art Zone, an up close and personal party night, yeah? And it's going to be October the 31st, which I do believe is tomorrow night. Is that right, Richard?
Yeah.
Tomorrow night. Thank you, Richard. See, I can't do without him. An up close and personal party night at the Dance Zone. Resident selectors, Young Bushman and Trevor Sachs, yeah? And it's going to be dress code, Clarks, pants, bring your Clarks, pants and shirt, leggings, blouse and skirts. So if you didn't know, you do know now. Do come along. Mellow Love and JED Promotion presents Dance Zone, an up close and personal party night here at the Art Zone, 54 to 56 Market Square, Edmonton Green Shopping Centre, Edmonton, N9 OTZ. Doors open at 10 p.m. and it goes on till 3. Wow, I think that's going to be really cool. Yeah, if I was feeling better, I might make it. But, I have to look after myself because I want to cruise with you some more. Yeah, so we shall see. Okay, very, very near the end. Just a couple of Black History bites I want to send for you. And we're going to play, after I sent these bites out, Richard, we're going to play number 7 from The Best of War. Yeah, number 7. So, these little Black History bites, yeah? On the 6th of October 1896, W.D. Davis patented the riding saddle. Did you know that? Okay, 1964, the 14th of October, Martin Luther King is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his civil rights activities. Yay! In 1887, on the 15th of November, Granville T. Woods, known as the Black Edison, bet you never heard that before, patents his railway telegraph, allowing messages to be used without the use of Morse code. And in 1911, on the 15th of December, inventor of the Hinton test, William Hinton, is born. And the Hinton test was for diagnosing syphilis. Very important, I think, because that is a horrible STD if you've got it. Thank you very much, William Hinton, for inventing that. Amazing. These are all black people. You do not hear this, yeah? And I believe you shouldn't just hear it in Black History Month. You should hear it all the time, yeah? Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. We're going to hear one last track, which is one of my favourites from, oh my goodness, long time ago, from when I was at school. Oh my goodness. Now that is a long time ago. But you know what? It's all good. I'm an OEP, an ongoing evolutionary person. No, I didn't say an OAP. I said an OEP, an ongoing evolutionary person. Okay, Richard, number 6, Spill the Wine from The Best of War. Turn it up. Woo! That was loud. Come on, move around the room. Dance about to this one, jump about and enjoy it. Gonna get a bit of exercise when you cruise with Cuban Red.
I was once out strolling one very hot summer's day, when I thought I'd lay myself down to rest in a big field of tall grass.
Whoa.
I lay there in the sun
and felt it caressing my face.
As I fell asleep
I dreamed.
and dreamed. I dreamed I was in a
Hollywood movie, and that I was the star of that movie. This really blew my mind.
The fact that me,
A long-haired, leaping gnome,
should be the star of a Hollywood movie. But there I was. I was taken to a place,
the Hall of the Mountain King.
I stood high upon a mountain top,
Naked to the world, in front of every kind of girl.
There was long ones, tall ones, short ones, brown ones, black ones, brown ones, big ones,
Hey!
crazy ones.
Yes, there was. Out of the middle came a lady. Woo! She whispered in my ear something crazy.
She said,
Spill the wine, take that girl.
"Do wine, take that girl. Do wine, take that girl. Do wine, take that girl." Feel hot flames of fire roaring at my back. As she disappeared, but soon she returned. In her hand was a bottle of wine.
Richard,
In the
are you
other,
right
a
for
glass.
time? Yeah.
She poured some of the wine from the bottle
Into the glass. Woo!
and raised it to her lips.
But before she drank it, she said,
She said, "Take the wine,
take that girl,
do wine,
dig that girl,
do wine,
take that girl,
do wine,
take that girl, dig that girl.
yeah, it's all yours. You gotta do it,
Spill that wine, spill that wine.
baby.
Woo! Oh, spill the wine, 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 spill the wine. Dig that girl. Thank you. Oh, I love that. That is War. Spill the Wine. Old time tune. Yeah? Pretty good tune though. Okay, guess what? I'm going to close up today. And I'm going to close up with, it's a triple piece about connections. And I guess why I want to close with it is that this being Black History Month, and there's so much about segregation and so much about exclusion and so much about miseducation, because it is a reality. It is the truth. That is the similitude. It's the truth. Yeah. But you know what? There are also other truths. And in this world, there are great connections. And the connections are not just because you're of the same culture or of the same gender or of the same age. These connections cut across. They cut across colour. They cut across age. They cut across size. They cut across, everything. Yeah, everything. All right, so I'm going to read you and close with this piece today. And see you next week. Yeah, don't forget to tune in next Friday to Cruising with Cuban Red. It's been amazing having you with me. Thank you so much. And as you can see, I'm still recovering from the bug, but it will not stop me. I will be here with you by the grace, yeah? Thanking Richard, my trusty technician. Thanking all of you out there in inclusive FM land. Thank you for listening. Henk, if you're over there in Holland, thank you for tuning in. And again, Sister Levi and Rowena, are you out there listening? Never got no phone calls today. That's all right though. We had a great show. I'm going to read you my last piece and say, see you next week. Okay. Connections. Connections give us the strength to continue on, sometimes scaring us with their stark intensity. Connections challenge our limited understanding, oftentimes assaulting our fragile integrity. Connections bring us sensuous joy, many times unlocking our naked potential. We are all interconnected, at times more to some than others, in the manifest rhythms of life. That was actually Connections 3. I'm going to read you Connections 1 now. Who said I ever do things in order? Connections 1. Connections give us the strength to go on. Connections scare us with their intensity. Connections challenge our understanding. Connections assault our integrity. Connections bring us joy. Connections unlock our potential. We are all connected, just to some more than others, in the manifest of life. And finishing with Connections 2. Yeah. Connections challenge our understanding. Connections give us the strength to go on. Connections scare us with their intensity. Connections unlock our potential. Connections assault our integrity. Connections increase our joy in the mystic manifest of life. We are all connected, just to some more than others. Peace out, Inclusive FM.
Nam yo renge go, nam yo